our heroes are dying, man. You know?
That's part of the aging process. Kill your masters.
Access the Steam community? No, I'm not going to access shit.
Why would I do that? Why would I ever do that?
From Software.
I've never seen an invitation to a video game group that I wanted to be a part of.
Welcome back to Watson James Don't Play. My name is James.
Still Watson.
We're playing Elden Ring today because we haven't played it in a while.
That's true. We haven't. It's been a minute.
And I want to.
You know, we have a playlist on YouTube of all of our Elden Ring videos.
Oh, yeah?
We do. You can go watch every time we've ever played Elden Ring.
About to add to them, baby.
Hell yeah.
All right, cool. Gotta turn my shiz up a little bit here. We're playing as Willow.
Willow?
I named him Willow because Willow's a sorcerer, and he's badass.
I was more of a Buffy guy myself, but all right.
We've kind of talked about it, but it's getting closer now. I think it comes out either this week or next week, and it's Willow on Disney Plus. It's going to be the first episode. I don't know if they're going to do all the episodes at once.
They've been doing a week apart, right?
Yeah, something like that.
That's how they did Mando and Obi-Wan and stuff. So I'd assume it'd be a week at a time.
So yeah, I'm playing a sorcerer in honor of our buddy Willow.
Do we know if we get like 8 or 10 episodes?
I don't know.
We don't know that much yet.
I know that Andor is one of the best Star Wars shows that I have seen so far.
I was going to say, is Andor just killing the game right now or
yes.
what?
So Andor did something really unique.
Don't screw me on this. I haven't started it yet.
I won't spoil anything.
All right.
I'm going to talk more about the production of the show.
All right. So if you're like me and you haven't watched it yet, you can keep listening.
And its release schedule. So it did something fascinating is that the first 2 episodes either aired on network TV or they're going to air on network TV.
Interesting.
Which is huge.
Is that like that thing they used to do when they would premiere a show right after the Super Bowl so they'd make sure people would watch it?
Kind of, yeah.
That kind of a thing?
Same kind of vibe.
Okay.
But it's a big deal because not only is it like a just straight up Disney Plus show on TV, it's a Star Wars show that you could watch on TV. I'm not sure if it's cable. I don't know what channel it is.
Yeah, but potentially your local, CBS affiliate or whatever.
Yeah.
Or I guess it would be your Fox affiliate, right? Because it would be Disney.
Right, yeah.
Disney's going to play it on some kind of...
something they own, right?
Freeform or something like that?
It's
too adult for that.
I don't know if they own Freeform anymore.
Oh, that's true. I can't keep any of that shit straight either.
Dude, they own a lot. That's what they own.
They're what, like the 3rd biggest movie studio now or something like that? Like,
yeah.
Just by buying up a couple of companies.
That's all they had to do, really.
Right.
But whenever I heard that the show was coming out on network TV, I was like, whoa. Just the first 2 episodes. I don't know if they're going to do the whole series, but it was interesting to learn about that. Ooh, I have a sacred tear.
I wonder if that means they're struggling to gain new subscribers.
Maybe. It's hard to say because the stuff that I watch on Disney Plus, I have Disney Plus because Star Wars stuff comes out on it, right?
I have it for that and for the back catalog of Simpsons episodes that I don't own on DVD.
Right. And those are the things that you watch.
Those are the things that I watch.
And that's not really a bad thing, but the new stuff is kind of few and far between. Like every now and then they'll say like, "Hey, a new Star Wars series comes out," and I go, "Hell yeah!" And
I've never thought of Disney Plus as being like like an old school like TV network where they would have a full 24 hours of programming every day, and a lot of it would be new or different. Whereas Disney, it was just like, "Hey, here's our old library. You guys like that, right? We'll also have 5 new shows a year." That's not very many shows.
No,
even HBO Max has picked it up.
Every now and then there's like a new DC animated comes out, and that's the new stuff that I look for on HBO Max. But really, I just get excited because a movie I haven't seen in a long time, HBO Max is like, "Hey, here you go. You want to watch Constantine again?" And I go, "Hell yeah, I do."
know, right? It's just, come on. Every month or so, they get the rights to Harry Potter back.
Yeah, right.
But they've put out a lot of great Harry Potter content. That's the cool thing, is they have a trivia show. They had the reunion.
I'm surprised Disney's not going to do some kind of Willow reunion.
Don't rule it out.
Yeah, that's true.
Don't rule it out.
I think it kind of depends on how good the show does.
Here's what they're betting. They're betting people are going to come home, get nostalgic with their families, and a whole new generation is going to get turned on to Willow. If that happens, you'll get all the Willow you could ever want.
Right.
It's Disney, and they're going to milk it.
You're going to be drowning in Elden, buddy.
So that's every creator that I've ever, especially from Netflix, you know, and all those kind of streaming services that time these releases to be when they think certain demographics are going to be together or have time. And Willow's going to hit that family button, and it's coming out just in time for Thanksgiving and Christmas, so they're betting that over the holidays people are going to binge it.
You're going to be drowning in daikini.
You know what I mean? So that when everybody goes back to work or school or whatever they're doing, hopefully everybody's talking about Willow.
Ideally.
Now, I think it's going to be probably a little bit more like the reception to Unfortunately for You. What was the show we just talked about a couple of weeks ago that they canceled after one season that the nerds didn't save? Jim Henson.
Okay.
Puppets. Come on.
Oh, dude.
Crystal. It's got Crystal in the name.
Oh, Dark Crystal.
Thank you.
I was going to say,
Puppets, Jim Henson, Netflix reboot. You couldn't get there?
No. Well, see, Netflix reboot is what did it for me because
right.
you said Jim Henson one season. I go, fucking take your pick, bro.
I'm still waiting for Storyteller, you know?
Yeah, right.
That's a fucking dope show.
Never coming back, baby.
Storyteller was dope. Look it up. That dog was cute as hell.
You should look it up because people always associate Jim Henson with like the Muppets, and that's cool. But he was such a creative tour de force that he pumped out good shit that didn't have anything to do with Muppets. It was just puppets. That was his thing. Puppets was his bag, you know? Not necessarily Muppets.
I like that Brian is very clear about that point whenever he talks about his dad, you know?
Yeah.
Because he just did an R-rated puppet comedy.
Which one was that?
It's on Netflix. It's got Melissa McCarthy. Happy Time Murders?
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I liked it.
I liked it well enough. I mean, it's not my favorite comedy of all time, but it's got some funny parts.
Give me some sugar and I'll suck your dick.
There's something really satisfying about years and years of wholesome puppet content punctuated by that. You know what I mean? If puppets were vulgar all the time, I feel like it would get old. But just, yeah, the juxtaposition of the Muppet world and the real, hard drugs world and stuff.
I might be able to help out. In fact, if you help me out, I'll suck your dick.
And he's not even quoting a movie right now. That's just James's policy. Frankly, an attitude of gratitude is a good one. We stand a gracious host.
I have not thought about that line since just this moment. It's so good. It's awful. It's just terrible. Quit shooting me, man. I'm trying to do stuff.
Was that a next?
People are like, this guy
Netflix
sucks.
Movie? Is that still on Netflix? I might rewatch that movie.
I don't know.
Just in time for the holidays.
I remember I really enjoyed it.
I remember there were at least a couple of scenes that got me pretty good, and the rest of it's pretty fun.
Me and my wife watched it together, and I was embarrassed.
That's cute.
Because I was like, all right, I'm getting out of here. Fuck this shit.
Yeah, what are you doing?
I'm trying to live, man. You know?
Also, I will take a moment. Great outfit.
What? No, I cannot. I do not have time for this.
I'm a sucker for characters that just have a random cloak over the lower half of their face.
Oh yeah, that's cool, isn't it?
It's like one of the coolest looks you can have in a fictional universe.
That's why I'm wearing this hat. This is the
the hat makes it.
Is this guy coming after me? Stay over there. Do you want to be friends?
Ninjas,
he's backing away.
Arabian guys on horseback, underdwellers,
the traveler's
you
hat.
could be anywhere. If you just cover the lower half of your face, that means you're a serious guy who means serious business out in this wasteland, whatever it may be.
So the reason I'm wearing this outfit right now is because, one, this is Fashion Souls. I don't know what the stats are. I just love the look, man.
This is a great look. I'd wear that.
Right, yeah. It's cool. It seems like sleek, kind of efficient. Like if you're on an adventure and you're wearing that, your mobility will be high.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of some of the clothing options from Biomutant.
Oh yeah, we chatted about that on a Souls-like. In fact, well, not a Souls-like. We chatted about it on Dark Souls 3.
Absolutely, we did.
And have you played that recently?
I should revisit that game. It's got a lot of fun little things you can do. It's like a cross between a few games, and I found it pretty enjoyable.
There's so much stuff out there that people pour their hearts and souls into.
And it's popular for a week, and then you never hear about it again.
Right, and it's funny because, well, it's not funny. It's a fucking bummer. But usually, whenever there's like an indie developer involved or something like that, someone who's like, this is my life, they keep updating it.
Sure.
Or at least they stay on top of it and they answer questions about the game.
Yeah, they allow the community to grow.
There are developers out there that made a game. They had one big hit. People reach out to them on, God forbid, Twitter.
Yeah.
And they answer their questions. Because why wouldn't they? You know, they played a thing that they created that they really enjoyed, and now 6 or 7 years later they have a question about it, and he's like, yeah, no, I got you.
Well, and frankly, that's what we were promised with all this social media bullshit. For as much as everybody wants to bitch about it, the idea of being connected to talk to the creator of the thing you like, to talk to a community of people who enjoy the things you like,
Yeah.
that is some of the best that social media has to offer. So yeah, I really love when those kind of interactions happen.
And it's one of those things where sometimes you get lucky and someone that you really look up to reaches out to you. Or they don't reach out to you, but you know, you tag them or something.
You come across them in the wild online.
And suddenly they're like, yeah, no, I can talk to you. Mm-hmm. There is one guy that I'm friends with on Facebook that I was always proud of that I managed to do it. And he's an anime creator. He's his name's Shinichi Watanabe. And anime fans, I don't know why I healed. I thought I was hurt. I guess I wasn't.
Yeah, you're killing it. You're doing great.
There's a show called Excel Saga, which kind of has a cult following a little bit.
All right.
And he was involved in the show. One of the characters in the show's Nabashin was modeled after his look, which is rolled up red blazer and a fro.
I've always
That's
wanted
his
to roll
thing.
up a blazer, but I don't have the balls. You know what I mean?
Well, he popped up on suggested friends like a decade ago. And I clicked add friend, and he accepted my friend request. So I'm one of his, he's got like 3,000 friends.
Sure, he's probably at the max, like 5,000 friends or whatever you can have on Facebook.
But I'm one of them, and
you haven't done anything to piss him off.
No, not at all.
You know what I mean? Like, he hasn't seen your bullshit and been like, oh, unfriend. Who's this guy? Fuck this.
1 year he wrote on my wall, or whatever the hell they call it, timeline.
Oh, you got a happy birthday from him?
Got a happy birthday from Shinichi Watanabe, a.k.a. Nabashin from Excel Saga, and it was super cool.
Did you frame it and put it above your bed?
No, nothing like that.
All right.
I didn't do any of
Well,
that.
I guess you're not a real fan, but all right.
But it was one of those things where he still puts on the outfit. He still goes to cons. He still meets fans.
Nice.
He takes really good care of his fro. Like, he's always posting selfies of he's back at the hair salon, making sure the fro is high and tight, baby.
All right, can I hijack this sweet story?
Yeah.
You know who else used to go to cons?
Oh. Yeah.
I'm sorry, buddy.
We had to touch on it.
I know you. I know you needed to talk about it.
It was one of those things where I want to talk about it just because
We want to touch on it.
it was really important to me at a very specific time in my life.
Right.
Of course, we're talking about Jason David Frank, who unfortunately passed away.
R.I.P. Tommy.
I don't know the details around it. I've heard some stuff. I knew, okay, fine. But I have not specifically read that.
Sure.
I just saw unconfirmed reports of what happened, and it's all very fucking sad.
It's all very, very sad. Quick Google will catch you up on that. But we're more here to talk about like his impact on us.
Yeah. I was probably in the second or third grade whenever the original Power Rangers came out. Kind of aging myself a little bit there, but that's just what happened, you know? And I wasn't a super popular kid, but so I had something to look forward to after school, which was the new episode of Power Rangers.
Hell yeah.
And whenever they introduced the Green Ranger as like a bad guy, I was like, oh, this is fucking awesome. What a cool guy. And he fought the Red Ranger, but he had like a redemption arc,
God,
you know?
I always hated the Red Ranger. Cocky little shit. So yeah, that was exciting for me too. I loved the Green Ranger fighting him. I was always rooting for the Green Ranger.
There, somewhere out there, I don't know where it is off the top of my head, but is a Polaroid or a Kodak picture that I took with a disposable camera, and it was where I posed my White Ranger action figure on like the steps behind my house when I was a kid, and took a picture of it. And I was like, hell yeah, look at that.
For eternity.
One of my most prized possessions.
Immortalized.
All it is
on film.
All it is a picture of an action figure, but to me that was everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna fuck this guy up. So it's very sad. Everyone's like, respect the family's privacy, and I'm like, good luck. You know? I hope so.
I mean, I hope so.
You don't know?
But I don't know. Even if you're not,
Oh shit!
even if you're not famous, it kind of doesn't matter. If somebody in your life that's close to you passes away, I mean, you're gonna get a lot of questions. You're gonna get a lot of attention. Like that's just how people are. So yeah, be respectful, but I mean, also at this time, just understand it. A lot of people are going through similar stuff.
Sure. The one that really hit pretty hard was Amy Jo, the Pink Ranger from the original Mighty Morphin Power Ranger series.
Sure.
Posted a video on Instagram and where she kind of, I guess, made a statement or just wanted to
commented on it.
Comment on it and how sad it was, and she completely lost her shit. It was a very raw, real moment.
I mean, you have to imagine they spent years together.
Yeah.
You know, working, hanging out, that kind of thing. Kept in touch to a certain extent, from what I understand.
Zach made a comment. He said, we had our ups and downs, but, we worked together for years, and it was important.
Right.
So it's very sad. Our heroes are dying, man,
That's part of the aging process. Kill your masters.
Is that what they call it?
That's why you shouldn't have heroes.
All right. Look at this guy. This guy's dope.
He is pretty cool.
So,
but it's true, yeah. Don't look up to anyone. They just die.
They just die, man.
Or it comes out later that they were a creep.
Oh, did you hate when that happens?
I have a really awesome story about going to see a certain comedian perform.
Let's talk about we're going to circle back to Willow a little bit here.
Let's do that.
Is Ron Howard a creep?
Not that I'm aware of.
I think kind of like...
Other than poorly naming his children, I don't think he's done anything too bad.
Was it a Lucasfilm movie? Was that... Willow was Lucasfilms, right?
Willow was Lucasfilm.
Right. But Ron Howard directed it.
Was it Lucasfilm or was it... are you thinking of the Industrial Light and Magic?
I think it was Lucasfilm.
Because the production... or the... What am I trying to say? The effects people, I think, were Industrial Light and Magic. But I don't think that necessarily means it had to have been a Lucasfilm.
Oh, I really don't know.
I don't either.
Now I'm wondering. I know George Lucas, he was either a producer or an executive producer.
Yeah, he was involved.
And Ron Howard directed it. Is Ron Howard a creep? That's what I want to know.
I don't think so.
No?
I don't. Nothing sticks out in my mind. I don't think so. I mean, you got to imagine, Ron Howard got his start learning from Andy Griffith.
Sure.
One of the nicest guys. Like a professional nice guy.
I keep forgetting that's...
Grew up on sets, starting from the time he was like 6, and had literally never been anywhere but around a camera. So I think if he was a dick, there'd be stories.
You hear about it?
Right?
I guess. I don't know.
I mean, and all the people that would have been protecting him at some point are now gone. You know what I mean? There'd be no reason not to.
Here's one for you that kind of... I wouldn't say it... I don't know if it's close to home or not. Is David Lynch a creep, or is he just weird? Is he eccentric?
There's always some controversy. If you look at, like, for instance, whenever Blue Velvet came out in the 80s and stuff like that, people are like, whoa, you're depicting sexual violence and stuff like that.
Right.
So it does invite questions, and obviously, like, people have always speculated because he's kind of an enigmatic guy to begin with.
Yeah.
But every interview that I've ever seen about actresses, producers, people who work close to him, predominantly women, love him.
They don't have anything negative to say.
Sweetest, nicest, most gentle, caring person. The only thing he ever gets his feathers ruffled about is the quality of the art that he's making.
Okay.
So that means like...
You mean like, so...
That means if a random...
Whenever he gets fussy with someone, that's what he's getting fussy about.
It means he'll get frustrated, but he's not an asshole. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if you think about directors who are, like, notoriously cantankerous and would yell at people and get upset and all that kind of thing, that's not how David Lynch runs his sets. That being said, I have seen footage. Oh, my God. I have seen footage of him snapping at people.
I like when he snaps.
Under very certain circumstances.
I like when he gets upset, man.
And then you find out that it's just because somebody from Showtime whispered in his ear, like, are you sure you want to make this scene this long?
Yes.
And he goes, who the fuck gives a shit how long the scene is? And you're like, whoa, David, calm down. But honestly, he's just trying to make the best art he can. Yeah. And he doesn't want to talk to people who are going to get in the way with money questions and things like that.
I get it.
And I think that's reasonable.
Everyone's version of the artist is a little bit different, you know? And what is expected of an artist, it varies wildly.
Sure.
And the way that I try to like remind myself of this whenever I'm watching anything by anybody is that the way that they do things, even though it's not necessarily the way that I would have done them or something like that, that's fine. That's how if they're not hurting anybody, then just let them do the thing that they want to do, you know? And I'm referencing a clip that you sent me earlier of Orson Welles.
Sure.
Where he was, I love the question is, have you ever hired a friend rather than someone who is qualified for it, a role? And he goes, frequently. And he says, did you ever regret that decision? Frequently. But I would do it again because, to me, friendship is more valuable than the art.
Than the perception or the idea that art is supposed to be some huge, pretentious thing.
And I think it's important what he followed up with. He said, now that's just me.
He's like, I'm not trying to set a definition for what an artist should be or how an artist should be. Which I think you're right, is an important distinction. It's how he views it.
Right.
He views art as I think he even says, like, the least important thing when you're trying to prioritize your life. Like, friendships, love, all that kind of stuff is way ahead of art, where art should be, or how he should make art, you know.
He basically, I like that he followed up with, now, my art has suffered because of that, which he does say because he regrets the decision to do it frequently, but he would do it again in a heartbeat because that's just how he rolls, you know?
I think he embraced a certain amount of being human.
Yeah, and it's weird to kind of hear him say that because it's not really what you think of whenever you think Orson Welles or David Lynch. You kind of think of a really successful artistic filmmaker as kind of being a snob.
I know Orson Welles would have hated me, but I really do feel like I get it.
I really wish you wouldn't hate me, bro.
To a certain extent, I feel like I get his frustration. Like all the funny, famous clips of him kind of losing his temper or losing his cool with people and just ripping him a new one. It all comes from such a pure place.
Right.
That I kind of get it. It just seems like you're like, yeah, man, just like, can you not hear him out? Like, he's obviously making all the correct points. He's just doing it in the meanest way.
It has been a very long time since like I dressed somebody down and really laid into him, and let alone really been in a position to do so.
Sure.
But I've done it before. I didn't really lose my cool, but it got to the point to where I was in a situation where I had enough, and I had to say some shit, you know. And the person that I said the things to,
killed themselves.
No, they just kind of took it. After I said the thing,
they internalized it.
No,
and then they acted on their impulses later.
This person and I were still friends. Actually, we still get along great. At the time, this person did a really, really bad thing, and I said, "All right."
You addressed the thing.
I addressed the thing and really tore into him. We didn't talk for several months, but I really laid into him, you know. And now everything's fine.
Dying to know who this is.
Oh, yeah.
Because I have no idea.
You'll find out off the air.
No, probably not even. I'll forget.
It's fine.
What's with the rats? Why do they have fire eyes?
They're inflicted with madness. So that's part of it's a status effect in the game. You can, I guess, contract madness.
I'm sorry, I stopped caring.
My insanity is
Weeping
contagious.
Peninsula.
Yeah, that's where we are. It's very sad. It's all, yes, it's very sad.
For it is to weep.
But no, yeah, that was the last time. That was like a decade ago that this happened. But I never forget it because my adrenaline was pumping, baby. I was like, stop saying these things. These are mean things to say, but they're also very reasonable things to say. I'm uncomfortable, but I powered through, baby.
Do you get like a physical, like visceral reaction to that kind of adrenaline?
Yes.
What is it? What happens to you?
I get sweaty. My stomach really hurts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The physical manifestation is that I am in... Oh, motherfucker. Is that I am in a lot of pain that I'm putting myself in.
I get
it's
tremors.
worse. It's worse, though, whenever I feel justified in it. And I know that I'm not saying anything that's wrong because I'm very careful about what I say to someone.
Which is almost worse for the way you feel about it.
Yeah.
Because you know, like, just as much as you don't want to say it, that's probably how much you need to say it.
This is going to complicate things between us. Mm-hmm. But we got to say it.
Yeah.
Because if I don't say it, it's going to eat me away from the inside.
Yeah.
I think about Orson Welles tearing into somebody. There was that. This was years ago. This was also a long time ago. It was Christian Bale tearing into somebody.
Oh, yeah.
And
that has gone all the way around, too, because when that video first went out, nobody had a positive thing to say about Bale in that situation. But since then, I have heard multiple people be like, well, if you look at it like, blah, 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 you know, they kind of get where Bale's coming from, even if it was the wrong way to handle things.
It's like, well, if you look at it like this, he was kind of in the right because the guy was just not getting any better, and then Christian Bale lost his cool.
It was a case of there was a lot going on in the lead up to that you didn't see.
Yeah, right.
You know, you just saw the explosive, dramatic part at the end.
And how was it? Oh, good for you. Oh, I love it.
It's real good.
It's one of my favorite things to re-listen to.
It's real good.
I've never heard any of the Orson Welles kind of blow-ups, except for the one about snow peas in July.
In July.
Well,
now I thought you'd get that's nice because then you'd go right from in July and you'd have the snow and that's sort of the fun of it, you know. But what are we doing here?
You know a lot of that, don't you?
I know a disturbing amount of that.
You're like, no, I've listened to it over and over again, and I repeat it every so often. There you go, doing the thing again. I gave Watson.
No,
we're talking about this.
No, we're not doing that.
All right. I gave him a water bottle,
and I can't handle it. All right, that's all that needs to be said about the water bottle debacle.
It's very entertaining. I feel bad because he's suffering so.
And I'm trying to be discreet because we're recording, and it's just making things worse.
Have you ever really tore into somebody?
Oh, yeah.
That you felt like this needs to be said, and we're going to say some shit, and it's going to change the nature of our relationship.
It's going to change the pH of the relationship.
The pH balance of the pool's off. What happened? I fucking yelled at it.
Yeah.
I screamed mean things at the pool.
Finally had that talk with Gary.
It was rather derisive. Gary's left the firm.
I'm trying to think of. First of all, I will tell you that I don't get sick and I don't get particularly sweaty. I get like tremors.
Oh,
like
okay.
Sure. Like standing, sitting, whatever I'm doing, my legs will start to shake if I'm that like amped up with adrenaline. It does not happen often.
As Drake says, I'm upset.
I'm straight up upset. And it's only happened maybe a handful of times in my life where I can think of like, oh man, I actually have to physically steady myself because of what I'm saying right now.
I'm afraid so.
And yeah, that happens sometimes.
I'm glad that the older I get, the less it happens. I cannot remember really the last time I ever dressed somebody down in any kind of a serious context. I'm a pretty mean person by nature. So even compliments from me are kind of hard to take. Unintentionally mean.
What did I tell you earlier today? That I didn't think that there was something fundamentally worthy of a hug about you?
That was awesome. But that's hilarious to me.
But that's fun. That's fun. I wouldn't say that to my worst enemy for real.
We're just giving you the japes.
It's just a fun thing to say to you. And then later I told the guy that we were standing with, I was like, I've known James for like 15, almost 20 years now, and I don't think we've ever touched physically except whenever I try to make him uncomfortable.
Right. There's no touching. No touching, please.
So really, yeah. You don't need a hug.
No, I'm all right. It's a combination of apathy and comfort, contentment.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty okay with me these days. Mm-hmm. And so it's a little bit of both. It's a little bit of I'm okay with me, and also I don't care enough to really get upset about it, because who fucking cares?
I will also throw in a dash of I have said those things and it has not gone well.
Yeah, right.
Things did not go in my favor. I will not make that mistake again.
See, but I don't keep it bottled up inside anymore.
No, that's the important thing, is expressing yourself in a healthy way.
Right.
And rarely does that involve straight up yelling at someone.
When I dressed this person down, it had been bubbling up for a long time,
Mm-hmm.
And that shit, I nipped that in the bud. Mm-hmm. I go, hey, I didn't really like the way you said that to me. If you could, I'd really appreciate it if you didn't say it again. And 9 times out of 10, I'd say even more than that, 90% of the time, the person who I'm addressing says, oh, my B.
I'm going to stop you right there. 9 times out of 10 is 90% of the time.
99% of the time.
Okay,
sorry.
all right.
Did I not say? All right, well, whatever. 99% of the time, the person that I'm talking to, they
whatever.
go,
I can't handle a water bottle, so don't trust me.
They go, oh, my. I go, oh, my B, or they go, my B, and I go, that's cool. And we fucking get on with our lives.
And you'd be surprised at the amount of conversations that you're scared of having that are easier than you would ever imagine.
Right. But if there was someone important though, you're still gonna be like, I'm stressed out.
Oh, the power dynamic is almost always what it is. That's really stressing me out about having those kind of conversations. Because if it's somebody I am a peer of, if it's someone that I love and trust and all that stuff, no problem. Yeah, we have the my B conversation. It goes easy peasy. If it's anybody who has any kind of authority over me, I will not have that confrontation if I can possibly help it.
You're like, I don't want to talk to you right now.
I don't want to talk to you ever, much less about a problem.
No.
You know? Like, my ideal work balance is being completely off the boss's radar.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like, I want to be that guy where they're like, he still works here? Like,
he does.
Yeah, he does. No, he still
he does a
works
good
here.
job. I think he does a good job.
Pretty sure he does a good job. And what's important is the boss is pretty sure he does a good job.
I feel a good job coming on. Mm-hmm. And if you can say at any point in your job that your boss has either said good job or better yet said nothing to you, then you're doing a good job.
I've basically tricked our boss into calling me the lead in my department. So I'm winning.
All right, good night, everybody.
See ya.
Oh, I died. Ah, what the fuck, dude?